Hi, in this video I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the imposter syndrome and what is the imposter syndrome. The imposter syndrome basically is where a person feels like a fake or a phony and they don't deserve to be where they are. And it can actually be quite destructive because it can generate or help create self-sabotage in the long run. Imposter syndrome typically is something where you've been promoted or you've been successful in a given project or something, and as a result, you've had some kind of promotion or recognition, and you feel like a phony, like you really don't deserve it. I think a lot of people who have had success in their life have probably had that feeling where they can't really believe what's happening is happening. But there are some ways that you can help identify whether you are an imposter or not. One is, you have people sometimes who are successful one time just out of luck. For example, maybe somebody publishes a video on YouTube, it goes viral, has millions of views, and then you never hear from the person again. In those situations, well, those experiences are basically just one-off and they're just that, they're just luck. Or you may find yourself all of a sudden in a venue, ready to speak in front of thousands of people, and you had no idea there were going to be that many people there. But keep in mind, if somebody's hired you or brought you in to speak in a venue, they perceive you as being an expert in that area. And for you to feel that you're a phony or a fraud or something like that is generally created by your own self-talk, the way you're speaking to yourself. And you need to change that internal dialogue. So rather than asking yourself disempowering questions, you ask yourself empowering questions that make you feel better. There's people in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, that are very good at teaching people how to reorient or reprogram that sort of thinking. If you would like information about that, write us and I'll direct you in that direction. The other thing to keep in mind about the imposter syndrome is it's really important that our confidence matches our competence. You see, if we're really competent in something, but we have no confidence, we're not really of a lot of use to people because we don't believe in ourselves, and others may even take advantage of our expertise and knowledge. On the other hand, if you're really confident in something, let's say I believe I'm like a gold medal winner for an Olympic race, but actually I'm not. I mean, who am I kidding? I'm only kidding myself. So you'll run into people in both extremes. Neither is useful. You want to have the confidence matching the competence in whatever area you're at, and just being realistic of what the situation is. Now back to the imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome, a lot of times the way to identify whether you could be an imposter or not is if you've had repetitive successes in your area of expertise. What I'm saying is if you repetitively succeed in that particular area that you specialize in, you're not an imposter. What you have is just a lack of self-confidence, low self-esteem, and a lack of self-confidence. I'm repeating myself. Because people who are good in something do not keep repeating success. Somebody who has success just once, I said, they could be just lucky, and that might be an imposter. They had a one-off luck. But if you're able to repeat that success over and over and again, I guarantee you 100%, without knowing you, without a doubt, you're not an imposter. And what you need to do for yourself is change the way you're speaking to yourself. Listen to the types of words, the types of questions you're asking yourself, because those questions are what are making you feeling really crummy and bringing down your auto-esteem and self-esteem and all these things, and make you feel that you're a fake, when in reality you're not. Because if you can keep repeating the successes, no problem. Now you may be afraid, well, I've had 5 successes, but I don't know if I can do a 6th. I don't know if I can do a 7th. Then you're just putting unrealistic stress upon yourself. So the thing is always to strive to help other people, focusing on helping other people. And it's something I teach in my public speaking courses. People out there say, oh, I panicked speaking in front of large audiences. If you focus on yourself and your own egotistical needs and your own it's really actually selfish, because you just focus on what you want, and you're not focusing on helping other people and how you could help other people. A person who feels they're an imposter probably is feeling that way because of the types of questions that they're asking themselves and the internal dialogue that they're having with themselves. And that might have started from a very young age because of a lack of self-esteem and these things. But that's not important. It's a matter of correcting the way you're speaking to yourself to change your emotional state, change your mental state, and help others, and focus on helping others. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, we'd love to hear your comments. We'd love to answer your questions if we can. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that great stuff, and have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching.